What's up, guys? This is Emmanuel from TeamDBZ Biscuit, and today we're going to come at you with a Odd Eyes Magician deck profile. This is just a deck that I really love. I prefer playing Odd Eyes Magicians over Magicians, but let's jump into this deck profile. Let's see what we're coming at you with. We're running 3 Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, just the main card of the deck. You want to have this card in your hand as fast as possible, being able to search out any of your dragons in the deck. And also to being able to revive one of your fusions, XYZ, or synchros is properly summoned back from the graveyard is very helpful. Also running 3 of our Odd Eyes Art Pendulum. This is just the main Pendulum high scale that you want in your pen scale. Very good card. Helps you be able to revive your Odd Eyes whenever you need to. Also running 2 of the Odd Eyes Persona. Persona is just making sure you got that good defense, and also to making sure that you can hate on extra deck monster effects. Very useful too. We're running 2 of the Harmonizing Magician. Harmonizing is pretty much going to get you any of the magicians out of the deck whenever it's Pendulum summoned. Very good, helpful for getting extended plays and helping you start a lot of your plays. Also running 1 Double Iris, 1 Performing Power Celestial Magician, 1 Purple Poison, and 1 Zanky Magician. Each of these magicians have their own effect and attribute for the deck. Double Iris being able to get a pen graph out of the deck. Performing Power Celestial being able to help you to get whatever effect you need. The main effect you're going to use is getting the extra Pendulum monster out of the deck at the end phase. Purple Poison be able to kill a card on the field. And Zanky can help you get either negation on spell light monsters, or being able to help you go into raging plays. We're also running the 1 Time Gazer and the 3 Chronograph Sorcerer. This is just still a nice little package to go into for good extenders. It helps you get a lot of your plays started up. Also too, Time Gazer being able to protect your pen scales, very helpful to you. And lastly, we're also running 3 Supreme King Darkworm and the 1 Donut the Gate 0. This is just helpful with your Pendulum Call plays, and also being able to get extra monster on board to get that free special summon and actually be able to get that extra plus out of the deck. And that's it for the monsters. For our spell cards, running 3 Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness is, I still like this card at 3. A lot of people are getting fluctuated on it, but to me, being able to get 2 extra cards out of the deck, just to be able to see 2 extra cards out of the deck is very helpful to me. Most of the monsters in the deck are dark, so it helps you to be able to get choices that you want. Also running 2 Pot of Desires. I have added this extra Pot of Desires into the deck just to make sure I do see this card when I do want to see it. Most of the time, running it 2, I banish the other one out. I don't Desires into Desires, so running it 2 has been okay to me. I'm running 3 Spiral Flame, the best searcher in the game in my opinion. This card just being able to make sure that you can get a pop if you have Odd Eyes on the field. On top of that, being able to make sure that you can get a search out for your Odd Eyes or Pendulum Dragon. I really like that a lot. Speaking of searches, we're running 3 Duelist Alliance. I want to be able to see that pen call so I can get my plays going. Also too, being able to search out any other card that has Pendulum in its name is very helpful to me. This card is, you see this card with Darkworm in hand, and you have another way to get a Pendulum scale set up, you pretty much you're golden. We're also running 3 Pendulum Call. Pendulum Call is just a really crazy card. You want to be able to try to play around Ash before you play this card, but this and Darkworm is pretty much going to get you whatever you need and just get the game floating the way you want to. Also running the 1 Star Pentagraph just to make sure that we can make sure that our spellcasters are protected from spell card effects, and also to making sure that we can, if one of our magicians leave the field, just being able to get that extra little search out. We're also running the 1 Terraforming and the 3 Sky Iris. We want to be able to protect our magicians and our Odd Eyes and the pen scale, so it's very helpful to be able to do that. This is also helping you be able to search out our Odd Eyes Revolution whenever we want to. So very helpful for the deck. We're also running the 1 Foolish Burial and the 1 Dragon Shrine, just to make sure we get those Dark Worms in the graveyard or whatever dragon we might want to get in the graveyard at the time. And lastly, we're running 1 Call by the Grave, just because we can't eat some hand traps, but we also won't be able to stop some other plays also. And that's it for the spells. And the 1 trap is the Time Pentagraph, just to make sure that we got a Magician on the field and be able to, after we use our pen call, be able to monoside our opponent. And that's it for our main deck. For the extra deck, I'm running the 1 Odd Eyes Vortex. This is good for any Pendulum deck. Be able to get this out there and just get that free negate. We're running 1 Borlo Savage Dragon, 1 Supreme King Dragon Clearwing, 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, and the 1 Shooting Riser Dragon. I like this lineup a lot. Being able to go into any of these cards is very helpful to me. Our Borlo Savage, be able to get that extra negate on board. Our Supreme King Dragon, just to be able to clear the field, and also too in battle, being able to get that extra damage is also helpful. Meteor Burst, being able to get hate on the battle phase, and Shooting Riser, just to be able to go into extra good plays on our opponent's turn, and just being able to load up our graveyard could be very useful to us depending on the plays that we want to make. I'm also running the 1 Odd Eyes Raging, the 1 Odd Eyes Absolute, the 1 Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion, 1 Time Star Magician, and 1 Abyss Dweller. This is a very consistent lineup for me for plays that I want to make and things that I want to do to stop my opponent. The Odd Eyes Raging, just to be able to get the board white with their Zanky Magician and other Odd Eyes. Also too, just being able to summon this off of Absolute can be very helpful to you. Absolute, just being able to make sure you get that search whenever it goes to the graveyard. Also too, can help you in some negation effects on battle. Your Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion, just being able to get some crazy OTKs on your opponent. Time Star, being able to protect your Pendulum scales and monsters, and also to be able to get that search for a Dark Spellcaster. And your Abyss Dweller, just being able to make sure that there's some decks that kind of want to play out of the graveyard. If you can get that extra negate by locking out their graveyard, can be very helpful to you. And lastly, we're running 1 Cross Sheep, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Bulla, 1 Appaloosa, and 1 Hiddenite Avermax. This is just a lineup I prefer. I mean, there's a lot of different fluctuation points that you can make in this. Cross Sheep, just being able to make sure that you can get some special summons back from out of the graveyard. You got your IP Masquerena. IP is just good for making sure that you can get that quick tag out depending on what your opponent's trying to do. It can really help you get some real good plays to lock the board up the way you want to. Selene, just being able to make sure that you can bring back monsters, also to help to extend your boards. Appaloosa, I really do like this maximum gold rarity on the Appaloosa. Looks really nice, but Appaloosa's Appaloosa, just being able to get, possibility of 4 negates, if nothing else 2 negates, and just being able to make sure that you can hate on your monster's effect, your opponent's monster effects is very helpful to you. Also to your Hiddenite Avermax. Avermax is just all around good card, helping you to be able to be a big body on board, being able to lock out your opponent from some of their plays, because it's going to be hard getting over him with your special summon monster effects. If they do out him, he's sent to the graveyard, he's going to get a free bounce, and there's never a bad situation when your opponent has to, worry about one of their cards getting bounced to their hand or back to the deck or extra decks. That's always around a good play for me. But that's it for this deck profile, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what your thoughts on the deck are, what improvements can be made. Also, too, thank you guys for all your love and support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. You can find it right down there. Also, too, be sure to Gallic gun that like button. Thanks, guys, for all your love and support. It means so much to us. This is Emmanuel from Team DBZ Biscuit. We're out.